Hi guys, this is Mara the Reading Hedgehog with my video review of High Stakes by Brandy Schillace. This is on my Kobo, so I don't have a picture of it, and I also don't have a synopsis, so I'm going to have to figure out how to sum it up for you. This was sent to me by the publisher for review, for work, but any book I read, I review it on my blog and on YouTube too. So, it's... Okay, I gotta think for a minute about how I'm going to sum it up. It's modern, and it's about this teenage boy, Jacob. Forgot his last name. It's weird, and he has a rare illness where he has to drink blood. He's not a vampire, so he's convinced himself, but he does have to drink blood. In fact, he can't have anything else to eat. It upsets his stomach, and his parents have come up with this wild disease where he has to have blood transfusions and things like that. And so Jacob ends up having to spend the summer with his aunt Syl, who is a professor and who loves doctoring people and who has no idea about his blood drinking tendencies. And it is a nightmare staying with Syl. But then he meets one of her foreign exchange students from Hungary named Zofia, I think is how you pronounce it. And of course she is hot. And Jacob totally wants to impress her. And Zofia is, oddly enough, doing a dissertation on the history and lore of vampires, something that Jacob knows all about because of his tendencies. And as he gets to know Zofia better, he starts to wonder if maybe she suspects what he is, and he starts to wonder if maybe he actually is a full-out, legit vampire. And as it goes further, it turns out that maybe Zofia isn't all she seems to be either. So this is actually kind of a hard one to decide. I've tentatively given it 2 out of 5 strawberries right now. That probably will change by the time this video goes up, and I will make a little comment if it does change. As a whole, the premise was interesting. I don't do vampire fiction ever, except for Dracula, but that's a classic. And I do have to admit that now that Twilight's not so big, my dislike for vampires is going down a bit. I'll never be a fan, but I don't mind him so much anymore. So the premise was interesting. It was bizarre. And Jacob is a really funny narrator. He narrates it, so it's first person, and he's hilarious. He's got a great sense of humor. I loved him. The problem was it felt too short, and it didn't feel like it was as developed as it could have been. Like, you got a sense of the characters, and the characters were all very easy to tell apart, but it was like you didn't get to know them well enough. I wanted to know more about Jacob's sister. I wanted to know more about Aunt Syl. I wanted to know more about Zofia, which is kind of what the book is about, so I can't complain too much there. But you have these characters and they pop in and out, and you didn't get to really know them as well as I would have liked to. And the whole thing just kind of felt like a short story. It had a very short story vibe to it. And it's a series. It's going to be a series. And this is the first one. And I know, it just felt like a short story, and that didn't work. And the plot went somewhere. The plot wasn't boring, it wasn't slow. I mean, it was a quick read, so it was hard for it to get slow. But it also felt at the same time like it was stationary, like it didn't go anywhere. It's kind of hard to explain, and I think part of it may be the writing style. I think most of it may be because the author just didn't explore her world as much as she could have. And she really should have, because she had a great premise. I mean, the reader goes in wondering, maybe he does just have this weird blood disorder type thing, and then you wonder, maybe he really is a vampire, maybe not, who knows? I mean, it's kind of interesting, and I would like to read the rest of the series to kind of find out if you ever get a confirmation of what he is. But yeah, it had great potential. Jacob was a great character, he was a great protagonist, he was hilarious, and the premise was really fun, and the climax was really good too. I mean, I had this moment where I knew what was going to happen. I knew Zofia's secret, and And then it did turn out that I was right, and I was like, oh, that was so awesome. But it felt anticlimactic. The story felt really short. I mean, it is short, but it felt shorter than it was, if that makes any sense. It felt like a short story. It really did. I would have liked to have seen more fleshing out, more exploration of just the world and just kind of stuff. I would have liked to have actually had passages from the Vampire Bible that Sophia gives Jacob. And just, yeah. Like I said, this is kind of a hard one to review because I liked the idea and I liked the protagonist, but it felt underdeveloped. Like, maybe the author was afraid of the story dragging too much, so she just kind of cut herself off before that happened, and that was sad because I would have liked to have seen more of everything, really, because she had the good beginnings of great characters, but she just did not explore them enough. And hopefully that will change in the future installments, because she's got a great idea here. So yeah, 2 out of 5 strawberries for now, and that probably will stay, because underdevelopment's kind of a big thing, and the story feels underdeveloped. That's, I gotta kind of count that towards my ratings. But other than that, it was a great premise. I hope she continues with it, and I hope she develops it more. And I really enjoyed reading it, and huge shout out to the publisher for sending it to me. I did enjoy reading it, and maybe hopefully I'll get a chance to read the others. That would be great. So questions or comments, leave below, and if you want to read my review, you can follow the link. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.